Hello everyone, today I will share with you a simple and effective way to help your orchids recover quickly. If your orchids are wilted, weak after flowering, or are not properly cared for, don't worry, with just a few gentle steps, they will soon grow back as before. If you have orchids with yellow leaves or starting to rot, don't rush to throw them away. Take the time to watch this video carefully and follow each step. You will be surprised at the results this method brings. Rotting leaves often contain a lot of harmful fungi and bacteria, so the first thing you need to do is immediately isolate the rotting orchid from healthy plants to prevent the disease from spreading throughout your orchid garden. Insects can hide in orchid pots. Small bites left by insects can cause damage and fungal infections to orchids. These wounds create favorable conditions for bacteria and fungi to easily penetrate the plant. Next, we need to carefully check the root system. Healthy orchid roots are usually ivory white or bright green, succulent, and have good elasticity. If you see roots that are black, mushy, or have a strange smell, it is a sign that they are damaged and need to be removed immediately to prevent the rot from spreading to healthy roots. This root system is almost completely damaged. Most of the roots have rotted and changed color and are no longer able to absorb water or nourish the plant. If not treated promptly, the plant will continue to weaken and will be very difficult to recover. After removing the entire substrate, if the base still has many light green segments, we can completely revive the plant with the following natural fertilizers. Next, we check the stem nodes that are still viable. As you can see, there are still some healthy nodes. The stem has not rotted completely. These nodes can be used for propagation. Then, we proceed to cut off the flower stalk, because the plant is weak and needs to focus on recovering. On the other hand, this flower part is very beautiful, so we can keep it as a souvenir, or use it to identify the variety. Next, use sterilized scissors to cut off 2 healthy segments of the orchid stem. Each segment contains dormant buds, which have the potential to grow new growth if treated properly. With a stem section containing dormant buds like this, we can proceed to propagate it to effectively develop into a new orchid plant. Gently cut off all damaged and rotten roots, keeping only fresh, firm, and light-colored roots. These are the roots that are still able to recover and maintain the orchid. Removing damaged roots is a very important step, as it helps to eliminate the source of the disease and allows the plant to begin regenerating. Use clean, sharp scissors to neatly trim each rotten root to avoid damaging the healthy base of the plant. Don't forget to cut off the wilted stems. This helps the plant save energy by not maintaining a part that is no longer functional, allowing the plant to focus on nourishing the roots and leaves for faster recovery. What country are you watching this video from? Leave a comment, let me know. It's great. We can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. Observing the base and roots inside is still bright white, showing that the living tissue has not been necrotic, proving that the tree still has the ability to recover and regenerate. After pruning, thoroughly rinse the entire orchid base with tap water to remove all old soil bacteria, fungi, and any remaining insects. This cleaning step helps prepare the plant for the recovery process. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button to support me and never miss any orchid care tips. It is great to have you along on this journey. After cleaning, use a clean cotton towel to dry the entire root and stem. This drying step helps the plant to breathe and avoid further mold. At the same time, if there is still fungus, we can see it clearly and handle it further if necessary. So we have a clean orchid, the roots are still fresh, the stem is still alive. Next, we will use hot glue to fill the base of the plant where the roots are cut off or open wounds. The purpose is to seal the gaps, preventing water, bacteria, and mold from reentering. We drop hot glue into each cut, so that the glue covers the wound. When the glue dries, it will form a very effective protective layer for the plant. Then, we will take the previously cut healthy stem sections to make cuttings. Using a sharp razor blade, we cut the base of the cutting at a slight angle so that the cut surface is flat and smooth. This helps the cuttings to quickly root and limit disease infection. If the bottom of the cutting is still too thick or rough, we can lightly trim it to expand the contact surface, helping the plant to wisely absorb water and nutrients. Next, check the dormant buds on the orchid cutting. The buds that have awakened, that is, the eyes that have begun to sprout green or swell, can be kept for planting. Next, check the buds on the remaining branch. As for the eyes that have turned black, shrunken or damaged, we remove them because the possibility of sprouting is very low. After choosing a healthy, living cutting that has begun to awaken, we use hot glue to cover the cut ends on the cutting body. Hot glue will protect the dormant buds from rotting and prevent water and mold contamination during the planting process. At the end of this step, we have completed the treatment, cleaning and preparation of cuttings from orchids that are sick but still have the ability to recover. For the next part, we will use an aloe leaf. Aloe vera has many nutrients, helping the orchid to quickly take root and grow strongly. We will cut this aloe leaf into small pieces. In addition to English subtitles, you can use the automatic translation in your language to understand the content more easily. To subtitle in your language, open the video and click the gear icon settings in the automatic translation to select your preferred language. Then, we take a piece of aloe vera, use the resin inside to apply directly to the orchid cuttings. Aloe vera resin will provide nutrients and help naturally disinfect the cut. We apply the aloe vera piece to the cutting eye that has just been treated. Thus, we have completed the step of nourishing the cuttings with aloe vera. Next, we prepare a glass bowl, put the aloe vera slices in, then the first ingredient to create natural fertilizer. Aloe vera provides many nutrients needed for orchids to revive. We add a spoonful of pure cinnamon powder. Cinnamon powder has very strong antibacterial and antifungal properties and also stimulates root growth. Use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. We mix the cinnamon powder with the aloe vera in the bowl. For the next part, we add 1000 milliliters of boiling water, that is, 1 liter of boiling water. We pour it directly into the bowl containing aloe vera and cinnamon powder, then stir well. Then cover and incubate for 1 hour so that the active ingredients in aloe vera and cinnamon seep into the water. After 1 hour, the water has cooled. We open the lid and filter out the residue, keeping only the juice. Using a sieve to filter, we get a mixture of aloe vera juice and cinnamon powder. This is an extremely effective antibacterial, antifungal and root-stimulating solution for orchids. So we have a complete orchid cuttings treatment solution, helping the plant recover and grow strongly after replanting. After the aloe vera solution and cinnamon powder were completely dissolved in water, I took a small amount to use in the orchid recovery treatment step. I put the orchid cuttings in to soak, making sure the solution covers the dormant buds and roots. The purpose is to let the nutrients penetrate deeply, fight bacteria, fight fungi, and stimulate growth. Next, I prepare another cup, put the entire orchid root inside. Then pour the aloe vera and cinnamon powder solution to cover the roots. After the roots are completely soaked, I leave it for about 30 minutes to allow the nutrients to penetrate. After 30 minutes, I took out the orchid cuttings. Observing the dormant buds after soaking, I could see that they had begun to protrude clearly. This was a very good sign that the plant was responding positively to the stimulation process. Similarly, the orchid root was also taken out of the solution after 30 minutes. At this time, the root tips began to open and turn green, a sign that the orchid was ready to grow. Next, I treated the growing medium. The pine bark was soaked in aloe vera and cinnamon powder for 24 hours to remove mold and bacteria, preparing it for planting later. After completing the substrate treatment process, I sprinkled pure cinnamon powder on the cuts at the base of the orchid. This method has a natural antiseptic effect, prevents rot, and helps plant tissue heal quickly. I continued to apply cinnamon powder all over the cuttings to enhance the antibacterial properties and promote effective tissue regeneration. After a day, when the wounds have dried, I proceed to plant the cuttings. First, I use a piece of foam, the kind used for flower arrangements. Place a glass upside down, draw a circle and cut it into a circle. This foam will help shape the orchid root and keep it moist in the early stages.
Tiếp theo đó là ta sẽ đổ để vào ướm giống vào một cái cốc là như thế này.
I put the orchid cuttings in the middle of the sponge, fitting them snugly into the cup. Then, I pour filtered water or boiled water that has cooled down into the cup so that the water level just touches the bottom of the cuttings, helping to maintain humidity without causing waterlogging. Cover the cup with a lid with air holes. The purpose is to create an environment like a miniature greenhouse, keeping moisture well, preventing mold and insects from entering. I put this cup in a shady, airy place, away from direct sunlight. After about a day, the root cut will dry and heal, at which point the orchid root can be planted in a pot. Next, plant the orchid roots in the pot. When planting, I choose a pot with many air holes and a drainage bottom. The pine bark has been thoroughly treated to remove mold and potential pathogens, ensuring a clean and safe growing environment for orchid growth. Below, I line it with large pieces of pine bark to create ventilation for the roots. Then, place the orchid root in the middle, using smaller pieces of pine bark to wedge around the root. Just enough, not too tight. The surface of the pot is covered with a layer of moss to retain moisture to protect the young roots, creating a favorable environment for the orchid to grow. Use pots of appropriate size, designed with effective ventilation and drainage holes, to help maintain ventilation and limit the intrusion of harmful insects. After planting, I move the plant to a shady, airy place. In the first few days, when the substrate is not completely dry, I only spray mist to keep it moist, avoiding watering too much, causing waterlogging. The remaining solution from cinnamon powder and aloe vera can be used to water plants in the garden, helping to add nutrients, enhance the green color of leaves, and prolong the color durability of flowers. You can see that this orchid has signs of mold on the leaves that have turned dark. For orchids that show signs of disease, such as soft rot or white mold, I will cut off the damaged part with a sharp knife, cutting about 1 centimeter below the diseased area to ensure that the bacteria do not spread. The cut part is destroyed far from the orchid growing area to avoid cross-contamination. Then, I use cotton soaked in cinnamon solution to clean both the top and bottom of the leaves. Cinnamon has strong antibacterial and antifungal properties and is also effective in repelling insects. This method helps to remove harmful fungi and insects from the plant. This method also cleans the leaves, allowing them to photosynthesize more efficiently, which improves the overall nutrient metabolism of the plant. The lesions will dry and recover after a few days if treated properly. From now on, water this mixture directly onto the orchid roots, which stimulates the growth of new roots, allowing the plant to absorb nutrients more efficiently, promoting the growth of new buds and flowers, allowing the orchid to bloom for a longer period of time after watering. Finally, I apply pure cinnamon powder to the cut to help the wound heal quickly, and continue to spray nutrients periodically. Orchids that are properly cared for will recover quickly, with strong, dense roots, healthy leaves, and beautiful colors. I continue to care for it by fertilizing it once every 2 weeks, and on other days I just spray it lightly to maintain humidity. Finally, the plant will be moved to a place with soft light for photosynthesis, improving resistance and sustainable development. After 28 days of proper care, today I will check with you the recovery results of the orchid we treated in the previous video. First, I gently lifted the plant out of the pot to observe the overall results. The results were very positive. The plant had sprouted a healthy new shoot, a clear sign that the orchid had begun a new growth cycle. Next, I checked the roots. A lot of new roots had grown, white and strong, clinging well to the substrate. This is a positive reaction, showing that the plant has adapted to the new environment. The root system has recovered and begun to absorb nutrients well. With the current situation, the plant has sprouts and strong roots. This is an important time to continue caring for the plant to help it grow stably. I will add nutrients with a familiar formula of aloe vera combined with cinnamon powder. This mixture has a mild antiseptic effect, stimulates root growth, and at the same time nourishes the new shoot to grow faster. I filter about 500 milliliters of aloe vera solution, cinnamon powder, put it in a spray bottle and spray evenly on the roots, base, and sprouts of the plant. Be careful to only spray lightly so as not to damage the young roots. Then, I lightly cover the substrate layer and continue to water the base so that the plant can absorb nutrients from the bottom up. Use a natural fertilizer to water the orchid roots directly. This water contains mild nutrients that will stimulate root growth and help the plant recover after repotting. You can use this fertilizer twice a month, or alternate it with other natural fertilizers. Rotating them will help the orchids get more nutrients and grow more fully. Place the tree in a well-ventilated area in the garden, with soft light to create optimal conditions for photosynthesis and plant growth recovery. Thus, after 28 days, we have achieved positive results. The plant has clearly recovered, the new shoots are strong, and the roots develop evenly. This is a testament to proper and consistent care. With this momentum, in just a few weeks, the plant will be growing steadily and entering the mature stage soon. Continue to maintain the misting and nutrient regime regularly and observe the plant every day to make appropriate adjustments. In the following days, if the water in the tray is cloudy, we need to change the water. When the water is low, add it promptly to maintain stable humidity around the roots. Absolutely do not let the roots be flooded for a long time. This can easily rot the newly grown young roots. After another month, it's time to check the recovery results of the orchid. I will gently open the pot to see how the plant is growing. As you can see, the plant has sprouted new, thick green leaves, a clear sign that the plant has entered the mature stage. Not only the leaves, but the root system is also developing extremely strongly. The roots grow densely, branch clearly, and have a clear green color at the tip, proving that the plant is absorbing nutrients very well. The roots below the base have spread throughout the growing medium. In particular, the roots are strong, thick and green. This is a very positive signal. With results like this, we can rest assured to move the plant to a stable growing environment in the garden. Place the plant in a well-ventilated place with light shade and evenly diffused light. During this stage, the plant needs to be exposed to more light to increase photosynthesis, and from now on, we don't need to cover the plant anymore. Let it breathe freely and grow naturally. After another month of care in the garden, the results are really impressive. The cuttings grow very strongly. The leaves are smooth, dark green. The roots are long and strong. The water in the tray is still clear. There are no signs of rotting, proving that the care regimen is completely suitable. At this stage, we can start propagating by separating healthy plants. The goal is to create more high-quality seedlings from the original mother plant. This is an important step to develop a large, uniform, and stable orchid garden. And now it's time to plant the plants in new pots. I use a substrate made of carefully treated pine bark. The pots are perforated with many holes to ensure good ventilation and drainage. I put a layer of moss underneath to protect the young roots, prevent root bruising, and keep the plants moist. After placing the plant in the pot, I cover the surface with a thin layer of moss to help maintain moisture while still ensuring ventilation for the roots to develop. After planting, I will spray lightly to keep it moist. When the substrate is dry, continue spraying to ensure the plant does not lose water. Every 2 weeks, I will add nutrients with aloe vera solution and cinnamon powder, helping the plant to be healthy, antifungal, and promote better growth. If you continue to care for it properly, after only 4 more months, the plant will produce a brilliant flower season. And of course, to keep the flowers lasting and the plant healthy, you need to place the plant in a ventilated place with gentle light, avoiding direct sunlight. At this stage, the plant does not need to be covered anymore. Just let the plant naturally adapt to the outside environment. Thank you for joining us. If you find the video useful, please like, subscribe to the channel and share it with the orchid-loving community nationwide. See you in the next video, where I will continue to share practical experiences in caring for, restoring and propagating orchids in the most methodical and effective way.